And congratulations on that win tonight. With the defensive issues that you've been dealing with leading up to this game, just tell us how you assess that result, that performance against a rival for those Champions League places.
Yeah, I can't play that one down. That was massive. That was a big win for us. I think I thought they obviously had some opportunities, but to keep a clean sheet like we did and defend like we did. There was a lot of work had to go into the last day or so in terms of prepping the team and obviously with a new kind of back four. I thought Aiden and Noose coming in were incredible, really. Aiden is such a young age and Noose not really playing centre back in the back four, so and then they're protecting them. So there was a lot of work. I have to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff on getting the boys ready for that and the players for taking it on board. It's a tough place to come and Liam's teams are hard to play against, and I thought the boys put in a magnificent performance tonight.
Mickey, since you've been at the club, Manchester United have won more points than any other club. What was the when you walked in the door? What was the first few things you felt you needed to address to get the lads going?
Make them feel good, make them understand and appreciate playing for this great club, and it's easy to forget sometimes, in the position that we're in, and then trying to put them in a shape that kind of suited everyone what we thought, and I think we can play better. I think there's loads of layers to come, Coley, but I think results to build momentum and build a foundation is something. We've got some good players, we've got a good squad, and we want to keep improving, really.
And can I ask you about Bruno Fernandes as well? Another assist for him tonight. He just consistently delivers his 18th. How much do you want him to get that all-time Premier League record? How much does he deserve it?
Yeah, I suppose you deserve it when you get it, really. It's one of them. But of course, I think his impact has been immense for us for a period of time since the first time I was here. And he's carried that on the way through. And in big moments and big games, he's there. And he plays most games. He stays fit. He's hungry. He had a big shift to do in the middle in terms of out of possession and cutting off the middle of the pitch and defensively. But he was willing to do that for the team, and he get the rewards. And Mateus comes in the middle of goal where we've won him to be from the opposite side and scores his goal.
Owen says he just hands out gifts, but what else does he give you in terms of that leadership on the pitch, but also in the dressing room and training as well?
He's obviously a big personality, he's a big character, he's the captain for a reason. I think sometimes it's about leading by example and showing the way a little bit, and he's definitely vocal, and he's just a big presence on the pitch. He's a big part of this club over the last few years.
I mean, you must have been really proud after the difficult result.
Yeah, I think we can play better than it's in some parts of the game. Some games are there for getting the result as well. I don't. There's no shame in that. I think some coming here, we haven't over the years had a great record.
Right, yeah.
I suppose records are to be broken, and we kind of came here looking forward to it. It's a tough league, and you can go from result to result, and there's a lot of teams beating everybody, and so it's getting a perspective on that. It was a disappointing on against Leeds at home, but. Today, coming here and having the moment with the supporters at the end is they're the special moments that you want to be part of, and the boys enjoyed that one.
The fans celebrated at the end. It felt big. It felt like they know Champions League football is coming back. Do you feel it's pretty much there now?
It was a big win for us. I think we don't want to look behind us. If I'm totally honest, I think I understand what it means, of course, but we want to be trying to improve and move forward up the league. We're still not high enough. We want to be higher. So, but it was good for the supporters. I think hopefully they're enjoying it and they come in, they travel home and away, and they're getting entertained. And listen, we'll win some. We might not always win, but I think doing it in a way where everyone can buy into it and have that connection and have the moments like that. It's what we're all in it for, really.
Mickey, I heard you was enjoying your time away from management, and you're obviously enjoying it back in management. Is there any time frame on your future from the club, or is it just get to the end of the season and sit down?
Honestly, listen, I love being here.
Joe's a journal now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's meant to be my mate. To be honest, I understand the situation, so I'm and it's a little bit out of my hands. I love what I'm doing. I love being here. You can't get. You want to be part of nights like this. I want to be part of special things and trying to create a team and get the best out of players. And I love this place, so we'll see what happens. But I haven't got a time frame. Is the answer, to be honest.
Carrick, what? Since you took over, could you have ever imagined going this good? Have the most points since you've taken over. He's quite remarkable, really.
Yeah, Phil, you don't really know exactly what to expect, and I think coming into it, we just wanted to galvanise everybody and have that connection and whatever that kind of special feeling is for playing here and then trying to build on it. But yeah, like you say, what's that, 12 games and being top of the league in that small is something that we can be proud of. It's, as I said before, we want to be higher in the big league, really, and we've got a little bit of work to do for that, but we want to keep moving in the right direction.
Michael, we appreciate you coming out to join us. Enjoy the journey back to Manchester as well. After that. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Top joy.
Well done.
Congratulations. That must feel like a huge win after Monday's defeat against Leeds and coming here to a tough place as well. How big does it feel?
Oh, obviously, it's an amazing feeling for us. We had to bounce back. It's not just about Leeds. We are 2 games that we didn't win. So we knew that we had to make a great performance today because Chelsea is a very good side. And it was very important for us because we know our aim is to get to top 4. They are the closest one there to top 5, let's say. Making distance is perfect for us, and that's what we need.
Listen to these fans behind you. How brilliant were they all game?
No, they were amazing. To be honest, already in the warm-up, I felt that they were on. To be honest, every away ground we go, we feel at home, and today was no different.
18 Premier League assists for you now. That is 2 off the all-time Premier League record of assists in a single campaign. Do you set yourself individual records?
Oh, I said every time that I want to do better than the season before. I want to improve my game overall, not assists, not goals, but overall everything I'm included. I need to improve every week because I want to become a better player and I want to end my career as the best as possible.
And just a word on the team as well tonight, a makeshift defence. How do you think they did tonight, keeping a clean sheet here as well?
No, great performance, everyone. The 5 at the back with Sene. Noos, great job today playing out of position. Diogo and Luke Shaw, really, really good in the duels on 1v1 with the wingers. Hayden, amazing again, young kid. He transforms himself when he comes on the pitch. But then I think also a part of the guys in the front that we put a big shift in. Cass and Kobe today were amazing, were brilliant, and were vital for us to get the win today.
And as you say, it's 10 points clear of Chelsea now. Just how close do you feel to securing Champions League football for next season?
Oh, I feel 3 points closer. That's it. And now we have another game that we have to win. We know that we need points to get that place secured, and we're going to be doing everything as possible to be as quick as possible.
Well done tonight, and you're today's player of the match. Congratulations. Thank you.
Result that delivers a massive blow as well to Chelsea's chances of Champions League. Joe, what do you think that does to their chances of qualifying now?
It makes it very, very thin. They're going to try and hunt down Liverpool. Obviously Liverpool losing Ekitike, you know, how are they going to finish the season? But you know, I think the telling one is the 4 defeats in a row, not scoring a goal, without scoring a goal, and since '93. So that's a little, you know, that's where we're at the moment. You know, and they got to get through. They got to stick together, get through this tough period. I mean, there's a lot of things wrong at the club. There is. You're spending a lot of money. You know, and it's just if you don't spend it in the right places at the right time, with the right reasons and cause, you're going to end up with a lopsided squad. We were talking, and we said about, you know, there's nothing wrong with the performance today. The goalkeeper made a little error, and we wasn't clinical. The centre forward wasn't good. But the margins at this level are so small. So you have to do everything right, and at the moment the club's, you know, just fallen from what we expected. So it's very tough.
Do you think they're in danger now of missing out on European football altogether, Owen?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, even up to 12. You know, the gap is so tight from 6 to 12, and they've got a really difficult run in Chelsea. And you know, and as you said, they're not really scoring goals. You know, I think in these moments you need leadership. You look at Bruno Fernandes today. That's what you get. You get leadership. Obviously, you get quality, 19 assists. But you get leadership in difficult moments. That's when you know players. You need people when you're struggling. Young players are the best when you're cruising. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no real adversity. But I think sometimes the young lads need somebody to lean on when you're struggling. And you think about some of the issues Chelsea have had. Chelsea were good today. Actually played all right. But in the crucial moments, they didn't defend well enough. And at the top of the pitch, they didn't really finish the chances off. I think they hit the post 3 times. So it's the easiest fix. It's just get a bit of experience. Sort the goalkeeping position out, get a couple experienced centre-backs. The rest of the team, actually, I think they've signed some great players. But you look at Man United with Bruno Fernandes, you look at you know, you need a Marquinhos or a Bastoni or a Van Dijk, somebody of that ilk to help these young lads, because actually a lot of it is actually okay, but they need some experience to rely on when it's difficult.
They certainly had the best of the early exchanges in that first half, but then Manchester United went and scored with their first shot on target, their only shot on target tonight, Joe. But Wesley Fofana was off the pitch at the time, dealing with an injury.
Yeah, that's when I talked about the goalkeeper. I thought he was rash. I think this is the pivotal moment. Like, you know, that a well-structured back four and goalkeeper that's nice and calm, understands. That doesn't happen when you're crashing into your own players. Listen, it wasn't a bad mistake, and Sanchez was okay tonight. We're thinking, Owen's talking about more in the scheme of things, but as soon as he comes off the pitch, you adjust. Caicedo goes into the back four, you know, they reshuffle it, and then all of a sudden Bruno Fernandes there's great players with exposure. He runs into the space. I think Garnacho can do better here. You know, if you're going to get back there, deal with it, deal with the problem. It gets cut back, and it's a wonderful finish from Cunha as he's coming in. You know, it's moments, right? So here you've got him facing away from goal. It's not Adama Traore, and all to respect to him, you can deal with that. You can deal with him, but you just let him waltz past you and just drop it. Look, have a look, put it up on a plate. Cunha's come in, and he's bobbling in, and he's just, you know, it's like these little things that Chelsea are doing at the moment are costing her. Going back to what you said about Bruno, I'd say Casemiro as well today.
100%.
You know, on both ends of the pitch, Casemiro defending the box at the end.
Class.
It just a seat in your head, just to organise, just to talk players through it, be there at crucial moments. It's very frustrating.
Let's talk a bit more about Bruno Fernandes, an 18th assist of the season. He's hunting down that all-time Premier League assist record as well. But you said at half-time, Owen, he just hands out gifts like Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's the best at it in the Premier League. You know, Kevin De Bruyne was the best for a while, but it's Bruno right now. And right now, I think he's the best player in the Premier League. It depends. He's had the best performance over the whole season.
You think he's the player of the season?
No, I think it will depend on who probably wins the title. So I think if it's an Arsenal, it'll be a Declan Rice or a Gabriel. If it's not, if it's City, then I think it will probably be Bruno Fernandes. So he's been fabulous, you know, just in terms of creation and assists, and again a bit of experience. But you know, take nothing away from also the goalkeeper Lamens. He's had a huge impact on this United team.
And we can see Michael Carrick coming out to join us. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you.
These are the numbers from the match today. Manchester United, as Bruno said, closer to Champions League football. Do you think that performance and these 3 points all but guarantees them?
Yeah, I think in reality that was Champions League football, because it's not 4, it's 5 again this season. And if you're 10 points ahead of 6, you know, 10 points and there's 15 to play for, a lot of things has to go wrong for that not to happen. And, you know, having watched Chelsea play today, you know, they have issues. And, I mean, they have to win, you know, at least 4 of them, and United's got to lose all 5. So, yes, I would say that today was Champions League, and, you know, it's great for the club. It's been a challenge having to go through this many transfer windows without having the Champions League tournament to sort of lure players in with. So well done, very well done for Michael Carrick. It's his doing. So I'm very happy with what they've done today. I think Bruno said it was a fantastic performance. I don't think it was a fantastic performance in that respect, other than they were disciplined and they got it over the line. And if you use the word fantastic about that, then we do it.
Well, the goal was certainly fantastic. What stands out for me from those numbers we showed is that Manchester United had 1 shot on target in the game, and they scored from it.
Well, you can say, Jules, that's clinical. And as I said at half-time, Cunha wasn't having a particularly great game, wasn't really in the game. But Fernandes was by far the best player for United, and he gets to the byline, pulls it back, and this is such a cool finish. And this lad has got so much talent, he really has. He's, you know, he wasn't, as I say, it doesn't have to be, he's one of them players that doesn't have to be in the best of form, because he's got that little bit of magic about him. If you look at this here, Caicedo, he was a makeshift centre-back for a few minutes because Fofana had gone off. And he's fighting with Sesko, where if he just looks at the ball, he clears it. He's in line with the ball and he's having a battle with him. and he evades. You know, the goal's evaded quite easily if he just looks at the ball and clears it as a centre back. But he's gone in there for a couple of split seconds.
Sometimes
and not
you
done
also
his
have
job
to-
right. You know, if you go back in there, do your job.
Sometimes we also have to look at the quality of what actually happened there. You got arguably the best three players in the Manchester United team, Bruno and Cunha involved in the goal. The pass from Mbeumo is it's first time he sees that Bruno's there. Yes, you can argue that Garnacho and Cucurella could do a lot better, but you can also say that Bruno really takes advantage of the opportunity that he gets. And then, of course, the cross, and again, you can argue Caicedo, you know, he's fighting with Šeško, but, you know, at the end of the day, he's not responsible for Cunha. And when you look at where Cunha actually arrived from, he comes from midfield. You know, he reads the game so well. And look at the pass here, by the way. It's not a clinical pass. It's not easy in any way. Look at what he does. He comes in there. So highlight all the quality as well.
If you look
three
there,
players.
Peter, that's more difficult than you think. That's on the half volley. It's not a volley, it's not along the deck, it's on a half volley. And to get over the top of that, it takes a lot of technique. And when you're coming in at full pelt as well, in slow motion it looks easier, but he's coming in at full pelt. He's just missed one as well. Similar, wasn't it? A little one pulled back to him and he tried to take a touch. And we wondered why didn't it that first time? My word, he learned his lesson and took it early.
Great assist then from Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United captain, player of the match today. And look at that, it takes him to 18 in the season. He is just too shy of Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. You guys said at halftime he might break it in the game. Not yet, he has to wait for it. But you're pretty confident that by the end of the season he will have that record.
Because if you look at how Manchester United is scoring goals, look at that, 18, by the way. That's a lot of Manchester United goals. This is not the goals he scored himself, by the way. And he's in his favourite position now, where he plays at that free number 10 kind of way. He can roam around, find the space. The team can get the ball to him in an area where he can actually be that assistant player, whereas earlier on in the season, he was playing as a number 6, using up a lot of energy just to get into that space. So I'm convinced that he's going to break that record. Yeah, you know, you said he might do it today. It wasn't that kind of game.
No, they didn't.
He's got 5 games to do it in, so...
Yeah. If he stays injury-free, then I think he'll get over that 20 without a doubt, yeah. But he's been like that season after season, though.
Bruno's never injured.
Injury-free, yeah, but you never know.
They're trying to injure him. They're stamping on him and kicking him and doing every sort of thing. He just stands up and plays on. He's never injured, is he?
Let's show people in case they missed it. You mentioned a stamp there. Let's take a look at it and just get your thoughts on it.
Not sure it was a stamp.
Okay.
But... Lavia, he's not a stamp. He stood on him.
Okay.
This is, by the way, is after the tackle.
Yeah, way after.
Tackle, he's on the ground. Lavia goes, why is he going over him? Go around him.
No, he could have easily averted himself. He left a little bit in there.
So he got away with one there?
I saw it. Actually, when it happened, I thought he left a bit on him there afterwards, and we didn't see it then, but we've analysed it there, and I think he's got away with one.
Did he? Yeah. So
well,
not a
point
step
is,
to step.
they're trying to get Bruno out of the game.
It's probably
and they just can't.
A bit late. It was in the 90th minute. Do it in the first minute.
But Chelsea, that is 4 Premier League games without scoring.
They had a go.
4 games that they've lost, but they, exactly as you said, they had a go denied by the woodwork a few times.
Yeah, they had a couple of really good balls in from Neto. It was similar, actually. It was like replica, really. Delap was very unlucky here. It's a really cute header because he knows exactly what he's trying to do. Just lay it off the top of his head and spin it in that top corner. Keeper had no chance. And then again, this one comes in. I think this would have been disallowed. I think Fofana just gets a hand to it, as we see here. But 2 dangerous balls in. It's just a bit of a handball. Then it goes on to... That's right, and it hits the bar again. But they got themselves in some good positions, but they weren't clinical enough, Chelsea. You didn't feel... Peter, for instance, wasn't sitting on the edge of his seat going, we're going to concede, we're going to concede. You could tell that United were dealing with everything that they were throwing in there.
I actually think it highlights a lot of the issues that Chelsea have. And there's a reason for a team not scoring in 4 consecutive games. They were not creating any chances. When they had opportunities, it was, from what we just seen there, crosses. And And then they had so many crossing opportunities where it just led to nothing. And then, just top of my head, the only thing I can really remember that was a bit dangerous was Caicedo's shot right at the end, which was very, very close to going in, but it didn't. Apart from that, it's not a team. They don't look gelled. They don't look like they completely understand what the game plan is and how they're supposed to play. And then they have a couple of individuals that, for me, watching it today, are completely out of sync with the rest of the team. And you know, you play at that level. You know, we always used to say that you can have one player playing at 80%. That's it. If you have two players playing at 80%, or even two players playing at 90%, then you can't play to the level that you're supposed to play at. And today, it was a few players in that Chelsea team that just fell a bit short of that.
A fourth defeat in a row then was the result. No goals yet again for Chelsea, but for Manchester United, they leave Stamford Bridge with all